Alright, a very quick review on subnet masking. To find the network address, very simple. To find the network address, just turn all the host bits into 0, change all the host bits into 0, and that's going to give you the network address. Then to find the first usable address, just add 1 to network address, because you turned it all to 0, so just add 1 right at the end, and that's going to give you the first usable address from network address. Then to find the broadcast address, you just do the opposite of what you've done for network address. You've turned it all to 0, but for broadcast address, change all of the host bits to 1. So don't change it to 0, but to change it to in binary form, change it all to 1 to find the broadcast address. So for broadcast address, change it all to 1, the opposite of network address. For network address, you change it to 0, but for broadcast, you're not changing to 0, you're changing to 1. Very simple. And that's going to give you the broadcast address. Change all the host bits to 1. And that's going to give you the broadcast address. And then to find the last usable address, the last usable address is more like relate to the broadcast address. So from broadcast address, what you change it all to 1, then you just subtract 1. So it's all to do with 1 again. So you added 1 to find the first usable address. Upon network address, you added 1 to find the first usable. But from broadcast address, you just subtract 1 to find. It is the opposite way. So everything is opposite. Subtract 1 to find that was the first usable address. Now from broadcast to find the last usable address, you just subtract 1 to find the last usable address. So this is a quick review on how to find network address, first usable address, broadcast address, last usable address, and then we have number of host addresses. To find the number of host addresses, very simple again. To find the number of host addresses, only thing you do, you just count how many host bits are there. You just count how many host bits are there, and then use the formula 2 to the power 21 minus 2, and that gives the host addresses. So to find the host addresses, you need to use the formula 2 to the power of n minus 2. That gives you the host addresses. So to find the host addresses, you use the formula 2 to the power of n minus 2. You know this famous formula to find the host addresses. So 2 to the power of nth, 2 to nth power minus 2 gives the host address. Minus 2, just take out how many host addresses are there. Sorry, to find how many host addresses are there. So minus 2, that takes away network address. It cannot be a host address. Broadcast address cannot be a host address. And other than network address and broadcast address, remaining how many addresses, by calculating the host parts of the IP address, that gives the host how many host addresses. So hope that gives a quick review on how to get about with a very important part on CCNA or the network engineering. In network engineering, this is a very crucial part on how to work out um, these five different areas of the IP address. Though the network address of the IP address, the first usable address of the IP address, the broadcast address of the IP address, the last usable address of the IP address, and number of host addresses within a certain IP address. Remember again, 2 to the power of n minus 2 gives the number of hosts. And going the other way around, subtract 1 from the broadcast address, that gives the last usable address. And then 10 all the host bits to 1, and that gives the broadcast address. Then add 1 on network address, that gives the first usable address. And then 10 all the host bits to 0, and that gives the network address. That is a very, very tough topic. Please do give me like, and hopefully this will teach you, anyone who is struggling, to learn how to work out these 5 different parts of IP address. These 5 different parts. I'm repeating once more. 5 different parts. All zeros for network address. Add 1 for first usable address. All ones for broadcast address. Subtract 1 for last usable address. And the formula 2 to the nth power minus 2 gives the calculation of how to work out how many host addresses are there.